Hey, guess what? This is my lazy vlog. If you follow me for however long that you follow me, you would know that I typically try to stay away from talking about politics on my channel, on my social media things, and just in general because political discussion has a way of getting heated and turning people against each other because people in general they can't they take it personal. You attack the candidate a person um, uh, uh, supports. They take it like an attack on them personally, and I try to avoid such heated discussions with people. You know, I just that's just something I try to avoid. But in this election, with this being the most historically groundbreaking election, um, in history, really, with seeing the country more divided than we've ever really been, I feel like it's time for me to say something. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to make too many things about it. I posted on Facebook earlier today about it. And then I'm going to post this, and that's really going to be it. So don't count too much political discussion from me, because that's not what I try to be about. But I have to say something here. I have to say something. First of all, today is the last day in many states to vote or to register to vote. So if you haven't registered already, please do so. It's really important. I'm not going to get into why it's really important, but it's a privilege to be able to vote for your leaders that most countries do not have. So there's a link in the place where links generally are to a website where you can go register to vote online for free, and it only takes a couple of minutes. So you should do it. You really should do it. I'm not going to get too much more into why, but just go register and be prepared to go vote. Then I will say this. I'm not going to say where I stand, but I will say this. I don't like either candidate now, and either of the main party candidates. And here's the thing. It's kind of a mindset among people. Okay, so we have a large number of people that support Trump, and a large number of people that support Clinton, and then there's, like myself, a large number of people that don't like either candidate but are willing to vote for the one they like, willing to vote for the one they dislike the most, the least, the one they dislike the least. They're willing to vote for the lesser of two evils, to vote against the one they dislike the most, to keep the one that they dislike the most out of office. And I know that's where I stand, and there's a lot of people that stand that way, and are willing to do that, but are hoping for a better alternative option, a better third party, a better, a better option to come along. And I've been looking into it, and I've found that there's some things that people don't know. There are third party candidates. There are 4 major third party candidates happening right now, and there's a petition in the place where links generally are to give those third party candidates a debate that'll be live on all the networks, CNN and whatever else. And I think that we should sign it. I think we should give them a chance. Because here's the thing: there's a very realistic possibility that one of those third party candidates, due to some creative campaign strategy, may have an outside chance of creating a 12th Amendment situation where, by taking one or other of the 2 key states wherein this person is surging and gaining ground and is polling just behind Clinton and Trump, if this person takes those states, I'm talking about McMullen. If McMullen takes Utah or Idaho, then he's got a very real shot. What'll happen is, if he takes those states, he blocks Clinton and Trump from getting the electoral vote, which would make it go to the House. If it goes to the House, well, many of the Republicans in the House are pulling their they're withdrawing their support of Trump. So I don't know. There's a realistic possibility that this guy McMullen might get the popular vote, or not the popular vote, but might get the House vote. If it goes that way, if we have, for the first time in I don't know how long, a 12th Amendment situation, that might end up happening. And here's the thing: I don't really know much about this guy McMullen, only that he's been surging the past couple of weeks in Utah and Idaho. I don't really know much about him. I can't say I support him because I don't know who he is or what he stands for. So and there's the other guy, Gary Johnson, and he seemed like a great alternative candidate for a minute, but then he didn't know about Aleppo. He couldn't name a foreign leader that he respected, and I feel like our president should really know about foreign uh, policy and foreign relations, and Gary Johnson didn't. So that kind of hurt him a lot. There was a tweet by a famous person whose name I can't remember after the Aleppo incident saying, "What is Aleppo? A five-letter word for end of campaign," which I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, I'm not saying I support McMullen or Gary Johnson or the other two candidates, who I don't even know their names. But what I'm saying is we should sign this petition and give them a chance to have a debate and be heard so that people know that there are third options and to know what those third options are. So I'm going to put a link in the place where links generally are to that petition. It's only like 1,300 signatures away from reaching the goal and getting the debate. So I strongly suggest that we just give them a chance to be heard and go sign it. It'll only take a minute. It'll only take a minute to sign the petition. And what's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt to give the third party a chance? You're not voting for the third party yet. You're not voting yet, not for another month. But if we give them the chance to have a debate, that they at least get to be heard. Now, I know that some people would say, and I've already been talking to people on Facebook, I'm pointing at my computer over there. Oh, it's over there. So a lot of people are saying any vote for a third party is a wasted vote. And that's, you know what? First of all, I'm not asking you to vote yet. The voting isn't for another month. Some people are voting by mail already, but all I'm asking you to do is sign a petition to give them a debate. And yeah, I know that for the longest time, it's been the thing that voting for a third party is a waste because not enough people support the third party, and most people are supporting one of the two main parties. So, throwing away your vote on a third party vote, I would agree that for the longest time that's the way it was. First of all, I'm going to say that's conformity. By definition, I'm not going to vote for the unpopular thing because it's unpopular. That's the basic definition of conformity. Secondly, I'm going to say that in this election, somebody told me on Facebook, this is not the time to make a stand. Well, guess what? This actually is the time to make a stand because this is the most divided this country's ever been. This is a historical election that is going to be down in history one way or another. If we thought that it was historical a few years ago with Obama, this is much bigger. This is much bigger of a thing, than we've ever really seen. So now, this is actually very much the time to take a stand and I'm not even trying to take a stand. I just want to give them a chance. But this is very much the time to start looking outside of the machine of voting against people, voting against the one you dislike. And start looking for maybe there's a candidate out there that we could actually vote for because we like. Heaven forbid that the system work that way. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna. There's another thing I want to say too. I put a link in the place where links generally are to John Green just uploaded a video where he in depth analyzes the tax plan of both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and goes into detail about what the tax plans mean and explains it in a way that makes it easy for you to understand. And I really think anybody and everybody who's voting in this election one way or another really needs to watch this video and understand how their taxes are going to be affected by either one of these two candidates taking the office. And I don't really know much about the tax plan of the other people because I haven't seen them. They haven't been anywhere. Until just earlier today, I didn't really even know who Gary Johnson was. Not Gary Johnson. I knew Gary Johnson, McMullen, Evan McMullen. I hadn't heard his name prior to today, and all of a sudden I find out that he's been surging in Utah and Idaho. He's going to be interviewed live later today on KCL something. I forget. A main channel in Utah. I'm not in Utah, so that doesn't really help me. I'm going to try to find it online because I want to know what's going on. I'm not asking you to vote third party. I'm just asking you to look at the other options, to give them a chance to be on the debate stage, and for us to give them a chance to see what they are, see what's going on. Don't kid yourself. This is a historical election, and it's time to take a stand one way or another. That's it, man. That's it. This country is more divided now than it's ever been. And it's time to do something. You know what I mean? It's time to do something. And many people out there don't care, and you should care. You really should care, because this has a direct effect on you and your life and your future. So 10 minutes of talking about this. I'm done. Hit the link, sign the petition, just sign it. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. It doesn't mean you're pledging to vote third party. It just means that we're giving the third party a chance to get on the debate stage so that we can see the third party candidates on stage answering questions and get a chance to learn who they are and what they stand for. It's not going to hurt you to sign this petition, but it might present an alternative option, and it might present an answer. Process of elimination: between one of the 6 candidates, the 2 main parties and the 4 third parties, one of them has to be a decent candidate. That's all I'm saying. I'm done now. Hey, guess what? This was my lazy vlog. The probably last time you'll ever hear a political rant from me in a lazy vlog. And I'm done now.